Well, this isn't gonna be like my usual content. Um, if you read the caption to this video already, you can indicate that I'm talking about someone, but not only that, I am actually going to be talking about my experience with this person. If you are triggered by anything that I mention in this video, like and additional signs of being groomed, then please click out of this video and go watch something like more lightning, because this is an experience that I just feel like that I gotta share with you guys. So you might be wondering, who is Groupgsm? I shared this on a community wall post, like when this situation went down of Groupgsm. I'll put it up on the screen right here. If you want to pause and like read all of it, you can. But short summary, it was this Danny's World YouTuber that got exposed for doing some horrendous stuff. He's not on YouTube anymore, thankfully, but there are some stuff that I will be mentioning later in this video that kind of ties with that. But this Groupgsm guy, I was actually a fan of his, right? And during his whole allegation time, like admitting to those allegations and closing off his channel, I wanted to at least try to get his attention and tell him what I felt about it. Like, this is a short summary. I said, "Hey Groupgsm, I am honestly disappointed in what you have responded to right here. I don't condone your actions, but don't quit YouTube. Just take time and rest. And also, please just try to explain to your audience that you are trying to become a better person than who you were back then." Looking back at that community wall post that I mentioned him in, I actually feel different ways. Like, he shouldn't come back to YouTube, and I hope that stays that way. After that whole situation came down, I was making a Discord server at that time, the Hostile Inc. Discord server. If you don't know, I have a Discord server, but that's besides the point. At that time I was making that Discord server, I decided to put the link up to it on my YouTube description early, so if people like noticed and wanted to join, they could. So as I was, creating all like the channels and categories to my YouTube channel, this user, Angel, he comes into my Discord. And I'm like, "Hey dude, sorry, I'm in the making of this server, so..." And he says, "Hi, I'm Groupgsm." Oh, okay, see. That bewildered me. Groupgsm, the dude that got exposed of doing horrendous shit, coming onto my Discord. I didn't know what to say at first. I was bewildered. I was literally quaking in my boots. But the first thing I knew what to do was to screenshot. I asked him first if he was doing okay mentally, physically, because I know that it probably took a toll on him with all the hate he got after the allegations. As I asked him if he was doing okay, right? He just tells me all this stuff and what he's trying to do to improve. And as I'm like sitting right on this chair, right, typing everything and like trying to gauge what he's trying to tell me here and why he did it, he told me he was doing this all for attention, which was very vague, honestly. I took screenshots of it all, and in the end, it was night as well, and I kind of just wanted to get this over with. I said, "Well, if that's all you had to share, thank you for telling me this." We ended the conversation, and honestly, the biggest mistake I did was to friend this guy on Discord. No! I know. Little did I know that friending him would make this situation escalate and escalate and escalate. To my surprise, I mean, like, he accepted it. The first thing he showed me was his music and stuff, what he does on SoundCloud because he makes music. We would chat a lot, you know. I didn't think that we would actually chat, but every single day we just began to chat, and he would vent to me, I would give out advice, and throughout all of that stuff, he began trusting me and all that. He told me there was this incident that's really important. June 17th, if I remember the date correctly. It was the last day of school for him, and he went to his girlfriend's house to spend time with her. He had friends texting him saying to not go to his girlfriend's house because she was on her period, which honestly, as a girl myself, if someone that's on their period doesn't want something going on, then it's best that you leave it be and don't do it. But he ignored them. He told me that, like, it was because he had no internet. But at the same time, dude, you can still read those chats. Can you not? You have your notifications on. I mean, like, it's not like those chats aren't going to be sent to you. But he made that excuse, and he just kept going to his ex's house. Well, his girlfriend's house. Sorry, I'm spoiling things. Whenever he went in, he said that he was feeling horny at that time. He touched her in places she didn't want to be touched in, and just being a little too suggestive. And he told me that his girlfriend consented to it, but considering the aftermath of all of that, it really didn't seem like she consented to it. Remember, I told him this too, that body language is more important than words. After that, it seemed like they broke up. His girlfriend, well, now ex, was really mad, really uncomfortable with him for basically sexual assaulting him. She had like this whole entire thing telling him that she wanted all her stuff that she gave to him back on the first day of school, and that she did not want him talking to her at all, not even looking at her, talking with her, talking about her, just anything. She wanted to stay away from him. And honestly, clock it. Clock it. You know what? Hell yeah. Fuck him. She also told him, which this is honestly so funny, to stop clinging to people on Discord and to actually get a life. Yo, whoever his ex is, you rock. She said what she had to say, then I think she blocked him. They are no longer talking, and Angel was just left devastated. Now, after that situation, it was already clear that he was missing his, well, ex a lot. He would go along and tell me, like, along the lines, I miss her, I wish I didn't do all the stuff that I did to her, I wish I could take it back, etc. And I was just left, honestly, unsure of what to say, but knowing how much it affected him, I just knew that, I'd like reassure him, I'd tell him, like, this is for the best of both of you can, relax, and this is honestly a life lesson that you really shouldn't be doing that stuff. I was trying my best to give him what he needed to hear instead of what he wanted to hear, and it seemed like he appreciated that. He would tell me, oh, thank you and stuff, and I'd tell him, I'm here for you. Because at that time, I really was. I wanted to be this kind of friend for him, this kind of comfort system for him. Now, after that, we started to really get to bond with each other. Now, there was this one week where I went out on vacation. If you were on my Discord server at that time, you would know that like I made this announcement that I would be out on vacation, so I wouldn't be taking auditioners at that time. So I was out on the vacation at that time. By surprise, me and Angel, we were talking non-stop. I mean, it was kind of insane. I managed to like not stay on my phone chronically while trying to enjoy myself. But still, we talked daily, and we really had a bond with each other. Not saying that like I think of him as a good person, this really cool, awesome person. It's just that we really talked a lot during that time. He would tell me more stuff about him and like what kind of friends he has. And one important thing is that we were thinking that in the future, because of all the stuff that had occurred in his life, that whenever we were old enough, we would meet up and hang out and stuff. At that time, I was thinking that, hey, maybe this guy is actually really chill. He seems super nice and stuff. So I would say, sure, why not? I mean, like, that would be awesome. It'd be so much fun. And we would do all this kind of planning. But the hangouts escalated into something more like we're gonna live together and stuff. He wanted to get out of his household because he lives in this well, I'm not gonna say what he lives in, but it's a poor condition, and he just wants to get out of it, which I can understand that, honestly. And at that time, I really hoped that soon enough he would get out of that household and live a better life. So we were planning future stuff, like, oh, we'd be roommates in an apartment with a nice view, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we get it. And at that time as well, he would start to get this kind of feeling for me. Yeah, you guessed it. He liked me. He would start to say a lot of stuff like, you're a super cool gal, you're the best person I ever met, I don't want to lose you, you mean the world to me, you care for me so much, and like, that makes me so happy, you make me happy, all that kind of jazz. And at that time, I would feel flattered by it, and I'd be like, oh, thank you, I'm trying my best. And he would just keep on, like compliment bombing me and stuff. I never knew that would actually be a sign of being groomed. I'll get into that later. While he would be saying all this stuff and I would be giving him advice when he needed to and stuff, whenever I came home from vacation, I told him, hey, I'm back home from my vacation, and we went on to like voice calls and stuff. The first voice call we did, it was before the vacation because he wanted to. I was a little hesitant in doing it, but I did it anyways, thinking it wouldn't be bad. And it wasn't all that bad. We actually played some Roblox games and had fun. I got to meet his little brother. Yeah, he has a little brother. Sadly, he told me that he had influenced his brother in saying swears. And note to you that his brother's a second grader, so that's really bad. I had a one-on-one conversation with his little brother saying, you shouldn't be cursing, that's gonna get you in a lot of trouble. And he agreed, and throughout all our calls and stuff, and me asking Angel if his little brother was alright, he said that yeah, he was doing so much better, he was toning down on the cursing, and it's been okay. And I was truly happy. And I hope his little brother's doing okay now. But throughout our conversations, that was honestly one of the main reasons why I was still talking to Angel, just to ensure that his little brother was doing okay. Because knowing who Angel was, what he was doing, which by the way, Angel, he admitted that he would physically beat up his brother. And I know siblings will do that sometimes, But the fact that Angel's 15 and his little brother is a second grader, then yeah, that's concerning, dude. Oh, and yeah, he beats up his mom, too. Yeah. I would honestly, from then on, I would check in from him at times if he was doing okay. If he wasn't doing okay, I would allow him to, like, vent to me, and I'd give him advice and comfort him and all that stuff. And it would all just kind of be like that. And if he wanted to voice chat, then we'd voice chat. There would be times when he would mention some suggestive jokes. Like I mentioned before, that he liked me and stuff. He would say lots of suggestive stuff, like we're gonna make out and stuff, that we get married and like have a family together, have children. It was really uncomfortable, but I let it slide. I don't know why I let it slide, but I was just not thinking much of it. One time he asks me if I would date him. And I say, like, well, before I say that, just to let you know, I have a boyfriend. So, like, just know that this is not that I like you or anything. This is just a pure answer. I just want him to know that, like, I don't like him that way. And he was like, yeah, that's alright. At that time, I was already gaining a feeling that he did like me. And this question just hired the chances that he did. So I answered. And I decided, well, if he's gonna ask me, then how about I ask him? So I ask him, right? I say, would you date me if you could? Because, you asked me. And he answers along the lines, I'm gonna admit it, I have a crush on you. And yes, I would, with the crying emoji. I have a problematic dude liking me. Oh my gosh. What are the odds, bro? I was shook. My eyes widened. My jaw dropped. Quivering. Shook. Completely shook. Wow. I would ask him, like, when did you start liking me? And he said, like, a few days ago. You just cared for me a lot. And, like, who wouldn't like someone who cared for them a lot? And I'm like, well, I'm flattered, but I gotta decline because, I'm always gonna be loyal to my partner. And I forever will. He said, yeah, I knew you wouldn't cheat. And I'm like, yeah, so thanks for understanding. He wishes me and my man that we had the best relationship. And I thanked him. Even though he knew that I was taken, that didn't stop him from saying more sexual things. The worst sexual things. We had a call once, right? A voice call. We were playing Murder Mystery 2, and we both liked playing it together. It was super fun. And during a match, he talks like person to person about his addiction to corn. So I was just like trying to give him advice on how to stop his addiction and everything, because I can understand that addictions can be hard to quit. But that conversation started to escalate a lot. He starts mentioning me, and as I was asking him something, I'm not sure what I asked him, he tells me, I'm gonna say it, I want to fuck you. I want to lose my virginity to you. Little old me? Oh, no, I'm out of this. Hell no.
Hey, so this is future me here, editing this at like 2:55, but I didn't mention this in the video, but here is some evidence that further proves that he did say that to me.
I was shook to my core. A 15-year-old boy, not man, boy, telling me he wants to lose his virginity to me, all so that he could be over with his corn addiction. I also told him that I was younger than him, because I am younger than him. And the fact that he's saying this to me, I mean, like, I know I may have a mature, like, mature talking, mature personality, just mature everything, but I'm younger than this guy. I am. After he told me that he wanted to lose his virginity to me, I started to become a little more wary, a little more alert of this guy. Because that really took a toll on me. I mean, like, a 15-year-old boy telling someone that's, like, at least a year younger than him that he wanted to lose his virginity to, it was weird. It was really weird. I told him, when he was asking to, like, voice chat, I told him that, like, I have a therapist appointment coming soon. And he got a little worried. He said, like, you're only going to talk about your personal problems and not me, right? It was like he knew what I was going to do. I was like, no. And he said, just talking about your own personal problems and not anyone else's. Little does he know that therapy is not only by yourself, but to also talk to your therapist about your concerns. But I told him that I wouldn't, but then I ended up did. Because I knew this part of me was like, talking to this guy, even after he told me these things, not right. So I told my therapist about this. And straight up, the first thing she tells me, he's grooming you. Straight up. She leaned over her chair and she said, he's grooming you. Salem, he's grooming you. And he's insanely good at it. That made me start to sob, honestly. I didn't think that at this age, I would be online groomed. She brought my family, my parents, over to her office, like a couple hours later after our session, and thankfully my parents handled it well. Props to them, honestly. They have been supporting me after that therapist appointment and helping me get over with it. So I honestly thank them so much and my therapist. But we came up with this solution. Ignore him. And if things get to a point, block him. And that was supposed to be the thing. But I just couldn't ignore him. I sadly still talk to him, but I didn't tell my parents that I was. I just kept the impression that I did ignore him. But mind you, I was still super wary and I wasn't going to share anything or do anything. I mostly did ignore him though. Like, we didn't talk for days. I didn't reach out to him unless he reached out, then I would respond. And it came to a point where I was just basically signifying that I didn't want to talk to him. Oh, and also before I get back into this as well, he mentioned to me one time that he was like a very a big figure in the Little Big Planet community because he had this one alt that was like super famous, and he had this one little costume pack which was basically just costumes stolen from their original creators and put into this set, and he profited off of that a lot. And he was also very open to his addiction too. Oh my gosh, dude. It was basically the same thing that he did in the Dreams community, except that he didn't post any horrendous CP. But yeah, he was anonymous or whatever. Anonymous dude, anonymous hacker, whatever. So if you know that dude, yeah, that's Groupgsm. Surprise! Back to what I was saying. So he mentioned this whenever I said, I was trying to at least joke around that he should stop talking to me, since he told me that I was the main reason for his sleep deprivation. And he said, hey, so whenever you texted me this, it felt like you thought that I was annoying or you didn't like me or something, but I know you wouldn't do that. So I didn't respond to that for an hour and 10 minutes. And after that, he just said, you know what? Never mind. I'm overthinking things. So I finally responded. I said, oh, okay. The reason why I said that was because, like, I was just like trying to joke around, but at the same time, you told me that I was the main reason for your sleep deprivation, so there's that. He was like, yeah, I just overthink a lot. And I'm like, me too. And I meant the me too as like the overthinking and everything. But after that, I didn't talk for him. I didn't talk with him for a while. Um, I was having a conversation with my dad about him because I was just like thinking about everything he's done, everything he's said to me, etc. And he tells me, didn't you block him? And I'm like, no, not yet. And he tells me that I should block him. So after thinking about it for at least a minute or so, I agreed and I did block him. Now, I knew that he was most definitely going to make alt accounts and stuff like that just to go ahead and like try to talk to me, which he did. This is one of his alt accounts, by the way. If you see this in like your server or contacts or whatever, get away from it. But I ignored the YKH, whatever that alt account's name was, request, and I thought that was gonna be over. But to my surprise, to my jiggly, utter, shakily surprise, he made one of his fans that reached out to him and forgave him after his allegations talk to me. Now, I am not going to mention their user, the display, just so that they won't get harassed. But they were basically his message birdie, and they like DM'd me what he had to say, and I was just having to respond to them because they seemed like they were on his side. They seemed angry for some reason. It was kind of funny because I knew that they didn't know what kind of situation was going on. I'm gonna play the clip right now. So, wait guys, let me turn on the light for this. Oh, this is insane. This is live reaction, okay? I'm sorry, my hair looks like I didn't think I'd be recording. I blocked Angel and he literally DMs me on a alt called Wait a minute. It says, Salem, what the Why the did you just leave me like that? If you wanted to truly be honest about me, you could have just said so and then blocked me. I honestly can't believe you. You don't realize how much you meant to me. You cared for me. Now to be treated like this? Bullshit. If this is also misunderstanding, no, I don't hate you. I never did. And I'm sorry if I made you extremely uncomfortable. I really am. But what the man? Why? I thought you cared about me. If you blocked me because you wanted your boyfriend to stop talking to me, what? You could have just at least gave me a farewell message before doing so. But if it's because of your boyfriend, I respect your choice, but I just want to let you know how much you meant to me. After I told that person that I was groomed by him, and they said, what? I just closed the DM, you know, thinking that they wouldn't talk to me or whatever. I think that she, like, asked him, like, did you really groom this person? And I think that he agreed or so. But after thinking about it for like 10 minutes or whatever, I decided if he wants a response from me, sure, I'll give him a goodbye. I unblocked him on his main account, his current main account, actually, because he's going to switch onto this account in September. So watch out for that. I unblocked him and I accepted his friend request and I wrote him something. So what I said, because I have screenshots, you know, and throughout this video I have been showing you screenshots of our conversations, but I wanted to really read off of this screenshot. I said, you want a goodbye? Here you go. I'm blocking you. The fact you included your friend in this is insane. You could have actually just spammed me or whatever, but including other people is too far. I don't care what any of you think about me blocking you. It isn't up. I'm making a decision. I don't care what or you think. This is a final goodbye. And no, I know you're not moving on from this. I know you. But I genuinely hope you end up being a better person. He told me, by the way, that he'd be moving on. Now, throughout this whole entire thing, he just seems so blunt. And that kind of just made me sad, you know? That he wasn't really taking what I was saying seriously. He just said, yeah, I was grooming you. Just want to point that out. Go ahead. You just bluntly admit to that? Okay, dude. I said, I know. I've known that for quite some time now. It was intentional, I didn't realize that. It hurt me, you know? I genuinely care for you. And the knowledge that I was being groomed was far too much for me to handle. Reminder, I'm younger than you, and you're 15. You know more than me. Well, I'll move on. I'm sorry this happened. I didn't really mean to hurt you. This reminds me of something. My past? My ex? Remember that time you said you wouldn't hurt me like you hurt your ex, or just anyone in general? So, brief context. This was like whenever he was like busting me with all of this compliments and stuff. Like, he said that like he would never hurt me the way that he did with his ex, and that he wouldn't touch me inappropriately, and if he did without consent, then I could shoot him. Wow, Angel. Hilarious little guy you are, huh? He said, yeah. I said, it's funny. You end up hurting everyone, even when you say you won't. I'm not trying to make you feel worse. Bluntly again, yeah, that's sad. But yeah, please grow up. Thank you though, really. Just, I will. Don't say you will, mean it. Don't spread this around too. This is between you and me. Fuck no! Well, you spread it with your friend, which was true. That's the only person I talked to about it. One is too much. Sure, I may have told my boyfriend about you, but nothing you did. Sure, reaching out for help is nice, but not when it's something between the two of us. Yeah, something as far as legit making your friend DM me just for them to be a message birdie. Personally, if you make your friend a message birdie just for your drama, that's not even their business. That's just plain stupid, low-key. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I was not putting up with this bullshit. I shouldn't have played the victim at first. Well, I'm glad I now acknowledge it. I shouldn't have treated you like that. It was grooming, everything I inflicted on you. I wanted him to keep going, because he was super blunt here. I said, go on, not myself. I shouldn't have told you I had sexual relations with you. Yet he still did. I shouldn't have made those jokes, and I wish I was better. Don't tell me that. I know what you're doing. If you want to be better, then actually do it. This is the brutal truth. And I'm sorry that I need to be the one to tell you this. Mind you that I'm younger than this dude. And the fact that I had to tell him this, it's sad. Yeah, you're right. Well, I'm genuinely sorry that I groomed you. If that's even forgivable somehow. It isn't. Yeah, I assumed. And because of that, I must leave. Maybe we'll see each other another day or whatever. Good luck on getting out of your household. Don't beat up and disrespect your mom. Don't beat up your brother. Don't fuck up another relationship. Gently get professional help. Maybe, if I wasn't groomed, I'd still hold on to that tiny thread with my pinky just to assist you and be there for you. But I can't risk myself anymore. Yeah, thank you for being there for me, really. It was nice getting to know you, Angel. I hope you end up a better person. You too, Salem. Goodbye. Adios, ya creep! That was it. That was the end of all of this. What I have to say to, honestly, everyone that was, like, put up with him, I'm genuinely sorry. I'm so sorry you had to go with whatever he had for you. Whether it was just harassment, getting your OC drawn inappropriately and all that stuff. getting messed around with him. From my experience with him, I can honestly agree with Caleb and all the victims that he is not going to change. All of his fans that still believe that he's going to change, know that he is not. He won't. Says he will, but you gotta remember that actions speak louder than words. And this is far more serious than anything ever. To all his friends, his online friends, the ones that are trying to stand up for him even after everything he's done to people, if he ends up doing something to you relevant to what I have experienced with him, or any other victim that had their experience with him, please get away from him. He is not a safe person to be around with. And to all my online friends, to all my in real life friends, my family, everyone that has supported me, I am genuinely so sorry that I even talked to this dude in the first place. I know I could have my excuses saying that, oh, I just wanted to be his comfort system, but nothing can excuse the fact that I could have just blocked this dude and just left him because I knew that he was dangerous. I just hope that this can be taken as a future lesson for myself and for information for everyone that this guy is not to be trusted. And to you, Angel, I know you're watching this. I know you still have me subscribed and are probably checking my channel if I have been posting about you. This is a life lesson for you. That you really need to up your game. Please, talk to a counselor face to face the moment you step into that school. Please, be a better person. And don't say that you will. Mean it. That is my final advice for you, Angel. Now, before I go, I just want to spread some more awareness. Angel, he has a lot of alt accounts. So if you see alts like this, if you see a Roblox account like this, if you see another account like this before September or whatever, ignore it. Get away from it as possible as you can, or any like other alts such as that that discuss like kind of what I have been saying. Angel, he will be trying to get back on YouTube. I've told him multiple times not to get back on YouTube because of the severe backlash he will get if he gets exposed again. But he's still gonna do it. So please get away from him as far as possible. I will be posting much lighter content after this. I promise you. I promise you this is the only video that I will be making about this kind of serious conversations until there's probably another situation that might go on in the future. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my voice. But yeah, before I lose my voice, thank you so much for listening to my story. And I'm gonna give my voice a break. I'm Salem, and I'm out.